Hey guys, welcome back to Better Big Sisters. I'm Alex.
And I'm Dana.
And today we are talking about a topic that's going to make some people mad. Probably it's going to raise a few questions, but that's why we're here. I'm going to say everything. This is all from our perspective. This is how I feel about it. This is how our guests feel about it. It doesn't have to be how you feel about it. This is just how we feel about it.
Yeah, so don't get pressed, because why are you pressed for what? Like, bro.
But this is how we feel about it. So I'm going to say how I view the situation. You don't have to agree with me.
It's an opinion, not a fact, boy.
There you go.
The fuck you talking about?
But this is a fact. So Florida's governor, Ron DeSantis, he's a Republican. He signed the controversial Parental Rights in Education bill. So what we are talking about is called the Don't Say Gay bill. So the Don't Say Gay bill, it's not actually called that inside the legislative. It is called the Parental Rights in Education bill. It also has two different names. It was passed in the Senate as Senate Bill 1834 and House Bill 1557. So, those are the two.
Not the numbers, bro. Like, what the fuck?
What the bill insinuates is do not say gay. So, today we have brought two of our really good friends here to talk to us and to explain to us their viewpoints and how they feel about the Don't Say Gay bill and what is going on in the world at the moment. So, please welcome
Justin
and Brendan.
How are you? How are you?
Hey.
Thanks, Ellen. Always the hug.
Oh, so good to see you. So good to see you.
Let me get these headphones around my big head.
Okay.
I know. Oh, my hair.
Please introduce yourselves. Tell them what you do, what you're about, what you love, and we will get started out.
Proceed, sis.
Hi. First of all, I love the difference in our outfits. There are two different types of queers, honey. And this is honestly, I would have been that if it was 8 p.m. after. I give you so much props, honey. You look at this is regalia. This is regalia.
Stop.
This is money. This
Literally
is
matching the set.
No, I'm living for it. I was getting my life right when I walked through that door. Anyways, hi, my name is Brendan Jordan, and I'm a queer icon.
Oh, I love that.
Oh.
That's it.
Hello. Hello, fam. I'm Justin McWashington. I'm a life coach, and I just try to push people in the right direction of being comfortable with themselves and society and moan.
Okay, maybe.
There you go.
Maybe I should say something like that. Hi, okay, I'm Brendan. I not only am a queer icon, but I also have a life mission to liberate people. I live my life every day myself, and I think you can relate, honey. That is a mission in itself. And if we can hopefully empower the future of the queer children, then that is all that matters, in my opinion. And through any medium, through art, that's my chosen one. I am an actor and a bitch.
Those are two hard things to keep going. Look at Ellen. She fell off. Could be a bitch. You gotta be good too.
Whoa, not Ellen.
The Ellen slander.
Wash your hands, sis.
Okay. I hate to dampen the mood here. But here is what we're talking about today, and I really want to get into your guys' brains, how you feel about it, and know more from your perspective of side, what you think is going on. So today we're talking about what we call the Don't Say Gay bill that was just passed in Florida, that is set to go into effect on July 1st, 2022.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
That's soon.
Yeah, that's
soon.
very soon. So I wanted to know your guys' viewpoints before we really dive deep into it fact-wise. How do you guys feel about what is going on in the world right now?
I would say it's just another level of oppression that we really cannot take at the moment. We're already going through so many other things that adding more to that is only secluding us and dividing us more as like, not as a nation, that just seems really vague, but as like human beings between each other. Like it's putting a wall between us and our parents, and we've all had our own struggles with our parents. More walls is not what we need.
Well, and I think that's what's so interesting about it is the contents of the bill have defined an issue that hasn't really ever been presented as an issue, in my opinion. You know, people like the governor and state senators in Florida have argued that, you know, these kids are being, in my terminology, brainwashed to believe that they are queer, that they are gay. And a state senator in Florida that I forget the name of, my apologies, specifically said that some queer youth are coming out solely based on the fact that they can gain attention, feel like somewhat a celebrity in their local communities. Whereas I think you can relate, sweetheart, coming out, you know what I mean? It's not...
It wasn't glamorous.
I mean,
that's
you
not
come
an
out
easy
at a young
thing.
age? Yeah.
Like I did it. It's not an
Yeah.
easy. It's not an easy thing. You have to think about it you have to go through so many mental battles with yourself to even like. I don't understand when people say.
And you feel
And it's
wrong,
not-
and you feel so wrong and dirty when you like kind of come and say these things. Like for me, my come out was not easy. Like I was 17, varsity football.
Oh,
it was a visual thing that I looked a certain way.
Yeah.
But my sexuality was on to trump all that, and I was scared.
Yeah.
When I came out, the conversations were there. I talked to principals, very inappropriate, teachers, same thing, coaches. The only person that was really cool was my father.
Wow.
My mother was like hesitant. My dad was like chilling. He's like,
Yeah. That's
okay, cool.
so great.
He knew the whole time, but everyone else was just, I guess, shaded.
Yeah. Well, and I think what's so interesting is like that statement in itself is so weirdly damaging because kids don't come out and receive that.
No.
Especially in places like Florida. If anything, there's so much
they're receiving
comeback.
negative energy.
Yes.
It's not that they're receiving a bunch of positive and a bunch of vibes and everything. Like I go out still to this day holding hands with my girlfriend in Los Angeles and I get
receive
weird looks.
Yes.
Like it still happens. It's still here. It's in LA, and if it's in LA out of all places, I couldn't even imagine.
We're not above judgment, seriously. I don't care where you live.
And you know, I get maybe, you know, what he was saying is, oh, kids feel like a celebrity. Kids get more bullied when they're out.
Yeah.
Kids get bullied when they're in the closet. You know why? Because kids know kids. Whether or not you want to halt these conversations happening on a professional, educational level, they're still going to happen. My first time hearing the word gay was in second grade in a very negative connotation. You know what I mean? It's like whether or not we're going to halt these conversations in a professional level and stop teachers from ever bringing it up. If it comes up, it's still going to happen. You know, like that's what confuses me too.
It's society.
It's very much.
Well, I don't get it. If they're making it like you don't say gay, it's like giving that light to talk about it more.
Which confuses me. I'm like, you realize that now
You're putting the spotlight on it and telling me not to talk about it, sis? Okay, cool. It's like saying don't talk about gas prices. I see it.
Yeah.
Right? Like the fuck?
We're paying it.
We're paying it.
We were talking a little bit before the podcast, and I was talking about how in school, I don't think I ever heard about it. I don't think I was ever actually taught, like, about LGBTQ. I don't think it was ever brought up in my school, like, all throughout high school and everything. And I think that if it did get brought up to me, maybe at that time I would have been more accepting of like who I was and my sexuality. It took me a lot longer to accept that, to come to terms with that. And maybe if it was taught or something was said or like the subject was spoken on in school, maybe it would have opened up my like eyes to that was like, that was a part of my life and it's something that is okay. And it's like so sad to me that they're trying to strip that away even more than it's already stripped. Like it's not there. There's no like, you don't open a history textbook to page blah, blah, blah and learn about the LGBTQ or anything that has happened or discrimination. It's not there.
But you're telling our kids we're teaching like history. But if we're editing history as it happens? Are we really teaching history?
We're not.
Exactly.
So it makes
No,
you think
fuck
everything
school
else
history.
everything else in that book must be wrong.
No,
Can
it is.
Can we get a re-edit,
No,
please?
because I literally, in high school, I refused to learn history, and I would literally stand up and tell him that he's not teaching us psychological
You know
shit.
something really funny?
I'm not even joking.
I did some research on it.
Like,
again,
I was so
history
pissed.
books, some things will be in color and some things will be in black and white.
Mm-hmm.
Every civil rights movement is in black and white. I'm sorry, honey. They had color television in the early 60s. Don't play. Don't play. Those photos were edited to be black and white.
What?
We're honestly just repeating ourselves because we didn't learn good enough last time. We're doing it all over again.
Nah, that shit's cap. I think they're just trying to cover up what actually happened.
You just can't make a pride flag black and white, sis. I know it's a flag. What are you doing?
I think it's very much just led by fear, and hatred. Fear and hatred. They're scared of the change. They're scared of what they don't know of. You know what I mean? Regarding the LGBTQ community, like heteronormative society is all about maintaining quote unquote family values and maintaining age appropriate content and ways of teaching. And the fact that they're giving the message that anything LGBTQ related isn't age appropriate, that in its own is a hateful message. You know what I mean? Because it goes back to the thing of where, we're sexualizing kids' animation by including queer couples or anything queer related.
How is that sexualizing if there's a girl and a boy princess kissing in a princess movie that your 2-year-old is watching?
No one said anything.
Even like Hercules the movie, like he kisses her, leans her way over, and like the kiss is entirely too long. And that movie came out in like the mid 90s.
Also, they made that main character like completely like curvy, hourglass, huge boobs, like
they juiced her up,
super like super sexualizing her.
Where's her doctor?
Children's movie.
Like, you have to think about, and that didn't make me straight. So seeing
gay
content is not gonna make you gay.
Exactly. But that's where people's heads are at. They're thinking that it's gonna influence the children and. This message, this indoctrination almost. It's so stupid.
I don't even get that.
I don't think y'all are old enough for this. Like the cartoon, like Cat Dog. It was like I didn't go out to my cat and my dog and like smashed all together. I know it's age thing. Botox and filler, babe. Botox and filler. But
you look my age. How old are you?
Sis, stop.
Okay, no, never mind. I will never ask a doll how old she is.
I was like about to say it. I was like, hold, lie.
Hold.
But no, I didn't go out to my yard and try to smash a cat and a dog together and hope I get something. No.
Yeah.
So I'm not influenced by cartoons that are illustrated by someone that doesn't know me. If my mother were to draw something, I would be influenced by it because I knew where it came from.
Yeah.
It's all to your interpretation on what these characters are doing. Hallmark has had gay movies for the past 10 years. And Disney has a lot of gay characters. And they seem to be like that Chick-fil-A type. My pleasure. No, honey, he's gay.
Yeah,
no.
We hear the lisp.
There's a lisp.
There's a lisp.
And his wrist is just a little turn.
Yeah.
And come on.
And also people saying that like movies and stuff like that will influence them, or like stuff, even saying stuff in a classroom will influence them. Then what about lesbian and gay parents who raise children who grow up and they get married and they're heterosexual and they are living a great life? They literally have only seen love from a perspective of gay parents. And they still, like, how are you going to say that a cartoon and two, like, princesses kissing each other or two princes kissing each other is going to make that difference in a child's life? Like, I just don't understand it.
Two moms need to raise one boy. That'd be the best boy ever.
That'd be a good one.
He know how to treat the woman right.
In kindergarten, I knew a boy that was raised by two moms. So respectful.
Yeah,
just
exactly.
Peaceful, was not. You know the boys in kindergarten are crazy.
And then like he's the only one that's like crossing his legs. And says,
I know. He's polite. Every girl had a crush on him. You know why? Because he was so polite.
polite. And you know what's so funny? Just because you have gay parents doesn't mean you're gonna be gay.
Exactly.
I find that funny.
Exactly
I have two heterosexual parents.
I find it
and
very
there's 3 of us that are gay out of 7.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I came out first.
A trendsetter. That's a leader.
It's a leader. And I'm not the oldest. So I'm like,
Oh, wow.
I know.
Oh, my gosh. I respect you.
I'm like, I walk into Thanksgiving looking just like this.
Yeah.
Who gonna say something?
Amen.
My grandpa's not gonna say nothing. I'm clearly the favorite. Have a seat. But like, so 2 straight parents will make gay children.
All the
2 gay
time.
parents the odds are ever in your favor because they see both sides and they see the outside. I would be more influenced what goes on in your household, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But no, they're saying television's done this, and that's a lie. That's such a lie.
Of course, it goes back to, you know, the video game argument, how video games are ruining. I mean, yes, there is.
I don't know, some violent games.
Some violent games can get into it, but, you know, I feel like it's all in the same family, you know?
It is.
But can I just say this? And maybe this is going to sound a little crazy. Maybe the world will benefit being a little more gay. I'm just saying.
We are cleaner.
I'm just saying.
We are cleaner.
There are a lot of straight people that hide around, you know, in their adult lives and you know, sleep with other people that are not their partners to satisfy their needs. And, you know, unfortunately, it's the fact that they have to hide. You know, it raises a bigger conversation in our world. It's like, what caused you to hide? What caused you to live life this way? Oh, because we live in a world where conversations like this aren't open. You know, it's the fact that this is so hush hush, and it causes you to internalize that and feel like, oh, maybe, you know, maybe I'm not gay, but I definitely have to hide who I am. Because you know what? Life isn't gay or straight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Gender's a spectrum, sexuality's a spectrum. There's no like, oh, I'm this.
Yeah.
Labels definitely help the brain for sure, but some people you don't need to
You don't need to call yourself
you don't need to do anything. You know what I mean? And you can just be you, like who you want, be safe, treat other people with kindness and respect, and treat yourself with kindness and respect. And I think that it all goes back to the bigger conversation of this hush hush culture of anything regarding queer.
It's like we hush hush the things that could make us even better, but we amplify things that divide us and tear us down.
Always.
That's the problem.
Look at the history.
Oh my God.
I mean, you know, we get it.
I was literally just about to talk about how teachers can now out, or school officials or anybody who sees a child or any kid be or participate in any form of LGBTQ, or tell a teacher anything that they feel comfortable with, like that teacher is almost required
to report it
under law now, to report it to their parents, to the school administrators, then the school administrators
who gives a fuck?
Call
Like,
yeah. And
what?
Cynthia,
we're so alike, Dana.
No, it's like, Cynthia, get a life.
Like, I don't get it.
yeah.
Like,
And in Florida, conversion therapy is legal still. So
Oh yeah,
just so
not
yeah.
just in Florida though.
I said no.
It's in
I was
Alabama.
about to say.
Something.
I just tried to look up what states that conversion therapy is legal in, and nothing will come up with a list of places where it's legal, but it will tell me lists of places where it's banned. But nothing will come up.
Well, because
where
they're
it's
hidden.
Telling me
They're hidden
Yeah.
under guises of Christian camps and things like that.
what the actual fuck?
No
Yeah.
crazy things
I'm
that happen
sorry.
at church. Don't play.
I don't understand fucking people. Like, why do people have such a huge opinion that they have to, like, go out of their way to, like, make a speech and, like, try to make a law out of something that's literally so stupid like this?
I can answer your question. It's called hate.
Yeah.
But, like, for what? Like, why are they, like, it's like, just go do your own shit.
It's
like, why are
hatred
you
of
that
what they
pressed?
don't. It's hatred of what
Like-
they don't know, because unfortunately,
It's
like,
fear.
fear. It's fear manifesting in hate.
But it literally bothers them that I just
Well,
can't, I
because
literally
in their
can't wrap
in
my
their
head around
in
it.
their
Like, they're-
mind, they think what they're doing is right.
Like,
They
what
think
the
they're
actual
protecting
fuck?
children.
Some
Yeah.
of the most fabulous
What?
They
gays
think
are
that-
from the South. Just saying.
That's what I'm saying.
We are,
Southern
like-
gays are the best gays.
I can
in
cook,
my
clean,
opinion.
change your tire and your oil
Are
on
you
your
from the
car.
South?
Yes,
No
Houston,
wonder
baby.
I loved you so
Oh,
much.
girl, you can't even top me if you tried in the way of winning, not the way of.
Oh, I heard top.
I know. I was like, but like,
Top.
we're raised with like being like angelic like our mothers, and being like soft and being like soft and like approachable and stuff like that, while our fathers were taught to be really hard and not understanding and
Aggressive.
very aggressive.
The man.
But when you're gay and from the South, you're a little cutthroat, but I'm not
But you have that.
I'm not to bandage your wounds when I hurt you.
You have both. You're both sides.
And I'm a Scorpio, so I'm down to hurt.
I love a Scorpio. We need to be friends.
We should. After a consult, probably have like a 2-hour window. We can get coffee.
Okay, work, mama.
Absolutely.
This is not as widely known because no one was really talking about it, but it became the biggest in Florida so far. Is this "Don't Say Gay" bill kind of movement? But it also, there was laws put into being passed like in Alabama, Arizona, South Carolina, and Utah.
Oh, they're all over.
They were all repealed though. Those were all repealed, but those were the same thing as this "Don't Say Gay" bill in Florida. Yeah. Except no one talked about it at that time, but they were repealed. They weren't even
They were
passed.
repealed because in Utah and Arizona, a lot of gay cowboys.
Are you kidding? Utah infested.
Brokeback Mountain. I'm telling you, sis.
But this law or something similar to it is in Texas right now.
With the trans.
Texas, yes.
The trans bill.
But laws in Texas, there's a thing that I researched. Laws in Texas are county based. In Florida, it's all of Florida that have to follow it. I come from like the largest county in Texas called Montgomery County, and we as people, we have people put in line or put in place to protect people at school. We had like called them hall leaders. You used to like go through and make sure everybody's like going to class and no one's getting like beat up on or talked bad to. Like, and it was all like athletic people. And
is that in every school?
That was our school.
Like a student is appointed?
Body. Okay. It's a student body thing. I wasn't president, they could have me as a president. But I was like the treasurer. I was the treasurer on the board, and I remember like agreeing like we should protect people in our school. Yeah. Some people don't have all the attributes of being like the best looking or dressing the best or having the money to afford to do all those things. So we want to protect those people. Yeah. And we really went out of our way to do that. So like I was saying, the county by county. And the trans law in Texas is really evasive to people that live in rural areas. If you live in a county that's small and off to the side, you're more opportunity to get treated negatively.
Yeah, you're not going to have
in my city, you can strap on a chest plate, tuck this, hide that, put the shapewear. I'm gonna look at you and be like, girl, that's snatched.
That's sickening.
But even my little sister being 12, she'll like send me pictures like, oh my God, she's so beautiful. I'm like, so I had to have the conversation, and after having the conversation, I understood that like she didn't see it as a man in a dress. She's seen it as a extremely pretty woman that's a little bit different. And that really hit me hard. And I said, I need to start looking at like a younger generation differently. Yeah. Because if they're not seeing it how my sister sees it, then I need to see where she got that from. Yeah. And we had that conversation. And there's a high number of trans people where I come from. It's probably the highest in the state of Texas, I promise. Every girl wants to be a guy. I swear it's a switch. They play all the sports and then they go to college, come back, and I'm like, I don't know who you are. But hey, I'm Justin. Who are you now? Yeah. I want to know. And that needs to be more televised. The positive outcome is not what we're hearing. We're only hearing about people getting beat up in the streets and people getting thrown stuff at and not getting homes or jobs because they're want to be who they truly are is not being succeeded in themselves. So I want to just highlight that we are 4 people in a room. 2 of us are extremely gay men. Hi. And then you got one lovely, lovely person, Alex, right here, that I've seen her go through her trials and tribulations and finally find herself. And you got Dana being the straightest thing that walks. But
the biggest supporter, I will say, Dana would fight.
But like that's so amazing. That's so amazing that we can be in a room together and I'm gay, black, and Jewish. Like that is a trifecta of like you're not supposed to like me, period. And then like it's funny that we can sit in this room and be all different. It's true.
The trifecta of you're not supposed to
like me, but you need to love me. I'll call you out. But like we can sit in a room and like really understand that like these things don't need to be talked about. They need to be changed. Yes. Mm-hmm. I don't want to have a conversation that don't come out of it. Yeah. So unless we're just wasting hot air and wasting time, our words need to make change. And like all the facts you looked up, you're expanding your knowledge and finding out exactly what's going wrong. And that's going to fix the world. Because you don't see somebody in public and be like, no, unacceptable. And I know you're more of an introverted person. You're not trying to look for conflict. But if you see something happening, you're going to say something.
Yeah.
You're not going to sit there and let somebody get picked on.
Well, I also always want to make sure I'm informed about what I'm talking about. And that's why even if I'm having a conversation in public and something like this comes up, I will look up whatever's going on my phone and just have it right underneath me, because I don't want to say anything wrong. Because I've heard a lot of people just come out and just say whatever the fuck they want to say, and they think they're so correct. Yeah. And in reality, they just butchered 3 different things, and then they just look dumb. But in reality, they were trying to stand up for themselves. Yeah. But they said 3 things that they found out from TikTok in a comment section.
Do not get your news from TikTok.
Yeah,
not like Wikipedia or nothing special.
Like, to actually do the research behind it. I literally just took up me saying, like, don't say gay, type in don't say gay, and a bunch of articles came up, and just word for word what this bill entails is going to happen, what this bill entails is taking place at other places where this bill is starting. Like, they have one in Texas, which you were just explaining. They have one starting in Mississippi, Oklahoma, and Louisiana right now. So those are all places where this don't say gay bill is starting. And everyone's still focused on Florida right now. But I'm like, okay, everyone is focused on Florida. I know Florida's a big state, but what if we really put into these people's brains that it's not just happening in Florida? Like, it's not just a Florida thing. This is happening in multiple different states. And the suicide rates are all going to raise insanely. The suicide rates for the LGBTQ youth in Florida already are soaring through the roof. And, like, I, even was looking up statistics of it, and it's crazy to see. And I can't even imagine once this bill is passed in July, like, how much that's even going to raise more. Because like homeless rates, suicide rates, everything like that in Florida is already...
Do you know that affects all of our bottom line? When the suicide rate goes up, we pay more in insurance, healthcare, car insurance.
Shut up.
Everything inflates because you're endangering their bottom line by doing a suicide. You're endangering it.
The fuck?
And if you're under your parents' policy, they're paying higher premiums.
Wow.
I'm a little old, so I kind of know about like these little like insurance things.
What the fuck?
That's crazy.
It ruins everybody's thing. Like in Seattle, it is the number 1 in the whole U.S. of suicides due to like the weather and like the environment. Yes. And their insurance there is disgustingly high.
Because of that reason.
Because of that reason.
Bro, what the actual fuck?
And why are we the only ones going through the Don't Say Gay bill when you have other countries that are doing just fine? Why are we putting more things on our plate and not fixing anything is my problem.
I mean, I think it's
what the fuck?
A look at the bigger picture. You know, a lot of the senators were saying, quote unquote, how Gen Z is the highest generation percentage wise where younger people are coming out more and more and more. And they're, you know, because of that, they're saying the reasoning is, the trends. In my opinion, I think it's because we're finally having open conversations like this where more people are able to find themselves.
You're coming out sooner.
Sooner. Exactly.
You're still going to come out. But also look at the generation of their parents' generation. If you have a child that would say he's in 3rd grade, that mother has to be in her like mid-30s. Mid-30s. Look at that generation. Don't blame the child. You need to look at the parent.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is just statistics I got off of a 2017 youth risk behavior survey that they did in Florida. Lesbian,
what's
gay,
funny is like
bisexual.
Alex will say all this, and then there'll be still that one comment. It's like technically no, and you're like, dude, it's not even my shit.
I'm like,
Just show the phone back. Look what I'm looking at.
I'll send you the link, and
No,
they're like,
drop
no.
the link in the bio.
It says .gov. I'm doing my research.
Work.
I'm going
A nice source.
I'm looking at it.
A nice
I didn't
source.
let me just tell you right now, all the information that I have said today, I did not use one .com source. I used all .gov and .org, and I did my research to make sure that it was right, because
Let them know, Alex.
No one is gonna come at me and say I'm saying stuff. Like, I will leave what's it called? MLA? What is it?
MLA format.
Or APA.
MLA format is like when you put out all those like
I feel fancy.
sources.
Yeah. MLA format.
You put out all your sources in the back. And
I hate doing that
table of
shit.
Contents.
We're going to be a meme real quick. You'd be like...
As of 2017, from the lesbian, gay, and bisexual public high school students, 40% seriously considered suicide, 32% made a plan to commit suicide, and 23% actually attempted suicide. And that is just in 2017 alone.
Yeah.
Thinking about that, like, that's a very big number. Those are very, very,
huge.
very big numbers.
That's
40% of people who have thought about it out of the people that they interviewed. I don't know how many people they did actually interview, but, like,
I don't care if it's 10. That's 4 people.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's us. That I would want to see 10 people in this room and then take out the suicide victims over here and then have them just look and be like, so we lost 4 people without a conversation.
Yeah.
This is what happened.
They have the non-LGBTQ statistics here too, and 10% thought about suicide, 7% made a plan to commit suicide, and 5% actually attempted out of the group of people.
It's because conversations aren't happening.
Exactly.
The people are feeling alone.
The thing is that they're seeing all this straight reinforcement.
Yes.
And on both sides, straight reinforcement in the straight community or the heterosexual community is helping them not think about suicide. On us, we're not seeing ourselves represented. And not being represented is the worst thing. That's worse than, like...
Representation's everything.
Yeah, if I'm not seeing it, then that's worse than just cussing me out if it's on TV.
Because it's telling you that you're invisible.
Yeah.
And that you don't exist, or that you're not real or invalid. Even worse.
Exactly. I think it's just we're stealing the lifeblood of people, and we're saying it's okay. So the statistics, I know for a fact that if we keep oppressing children, that number will go from 40.
Rise.
Yeah.
It'll go to 50. And then we're like,
that's 2017.
And, yeah, this is Florida 2017.
but that's
So
the
who
problem.
even knows?
It's who even knows if it's the whole U.S. Like, you think about it. If it's only going to go up, are we going to wait till, like, the world's in a crisis of, like, dead kids on the street?
Yeah,
or are we going to, like, fix it now?
We're going to fix it now.
Like, the fuck?
And it's the fact that, you know what? It's conversations like these, which is like, I really have to thank you guys for allowing
Full
us.
appreciation, yes.
You know,
Thank you guys for talking to us about
You're giving
this
us a
for real.
platform to do so, because there's going to be someone who listens to this, who's feeling alone, who gets that sense of encouragement, like, no, it's okay. Like, I can be who I am.
Yeah.
I can find comfort in knowing that there's others like me out there. Because when you feel alone and you're in a world that tells you that you're not okay, or that you need to suppress who you truly are,
yeah,
like, no wonder those
and like
rates are the way
going
they
back to
are.
like what Alex was saying, how we were talking about before, is like I don't understand this like law at all, because I grew up in school where it was only for gay people, fully talked about all the time.
Yeah.
And like I could never imagine like it not being talked about. You know what I mean?
It's just
And
not
like
realistic.
it just does not make any sense. And like they were my schools in, because I went to San Diego and here in California, and my
It's
schools
gay down there.
Yeah, and
It
my
is.
schools
I love
were
San Diego.
all
Me too.
for gay people. Like they had gay flags up in their windows, and like in front of the schools. Like you'd see more gay couples than straight couples.
but
like you know what I mean?
They were more open to being themselves. Like you
Yeah,
saw
yeah,
it more
yeah.
because they were more at my school. In my high school, I never saw
Same.
a gay couple.
I went to a
never
private
did.
Lutheran high school.
God bless you.
No, and
I went to a Christian school, and that was still. I was like, what?
wow,
Yeah, it was weird.
that's amazing.
Yeah,
That
I don't
is
know
so
I don't know
amazing.
what's going on in San Diego, but they're lit, I guess. No cap.
I mean, God made us all equal.
You know what it is, though? And correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't believe people really talk about this a lot. A lot of the hatred that happens to queer kids, queer youth, queer community as a whole is very like indirect hatred.
Oh, yeah.
What do you-
It's
Like, what do
it's
you
a
mean?
Christian evangelical way, like
Yeah. Oh, bless
God
your heart.
loves you.
Oh my God,
you
we're
know,
gonna
like,
pray for
you know,
you.
Yeah,
you're
you'll be
wrong, and you're
okay.
And I don't understand that either, because
They use the
it's
word
not
phase
even.
a lot.
That
Honey,
shit's so whack to me.
if
too.
it was a phase, honey, it would have faded a long time ago.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, and it's a lot of like, let's be quiet. Like, let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about. People don't realize that the direct harm of that is those rates of what you just talked about.
Even
you know
in
what I mean?
depression, the depression rate is 58%
Oh my God.
for
That's more than
the
half.
LGBT yeah, and 23% for non-LGBT.
So you're saying
So-
that one of us has to be depressed? I feel oppressed. I'm
Well, yeah,
depressed.
yeah, that.
So that's literally, they asked people about depression, and that is the statistics they got back. And then that's 2017. So that's even longer ago than right now. And then think about right now with all this stuff going on.
It's even worse.
It's probably grown already. Like, it is probably
skyrocketed,
already grown, and I literally don't even know how to find the statistics or
when
if I even want to look at them.
When they do the next census of people, they will get the new numbers, and you'll see it'll be, I bet,
astronomical.
It'll be astronomically different. No, I think there is a big issue that we're going through right now with the statistics and seeing who's they're getting the statistics off people that are willing to speak about it. They're not. Yes, there's people that are in silence. So that number,
suffering
they're
in silence,
suffering, and they're the people that you would never expect, like the all-American like football player, or like the cheerleader, or like the guy that's like always had it together, or the girl always had straight A's, whatever, that is forcing themselves to date someone that's not fitting the gender they want to be with, and that's a problem.
Or you see a lot of time adult male, to be honest, suicide rates I was looking at are very high, and in their letters they write, in their goodbye notes, in their last words, they usually come out. They usually express themselves as who they are, as what their sexuality actually is, and you see that actually a lot in older males, because I think that there's such a stereotype about males and this strong human being and this manly,
what masculinity means.
Yes, and that's not even what masculinity is. A man in a dress is as powerful as a man in a suit. It just depends on
or a gay suit.
Or a gay suit.
And anything, literally, a man over here, Justin has heels on, walked in here, powerful as fuck, stole the whole entire room. Justin has heels on out here. Like,
I'm like 6'5" right now.
Well, I also know a lot of straight guys who like to be feminine.
Yes,
you know what I mean? They're fully
skirts.
straight, but they like to wear skirts and they like to wear like crop tops.
Because expression.
When did crop tops become gay? Because my dad's from the 80s and homeboy had crop tops on his whole life. Yeah. My dad was fine.
But like you said, it's such like a stereotype.
I want to see a picture.
It's like the toxic. It's like the toxic view of what masculinity should be, and it's so far off from what it. I feel like if I'm thinking of like a masculine person, I'm thinking of a very strong male leader. Is someone who's like a leader or someone who takes care of the people around them very well, who always has the best things to say about the people around them, who treats other males that they like with complete respect, with like open the door for them before they walk inside of a door.
Because they're certain in themselves.
Yes. So
an insecure man targets and attacks.
Yes, very violent. And bullies.
And uses the disguise of masculinity. You know, that's what there's a lot of
Abercrombie and Fitch kind of guy. You got to watch out for those kind. They're good to look at.
Those twinks.
I'm telling you, they're good to look at. But once you invest.
Oh, you know what I do want to say about Abercrombie and Fitch did get fucking thrown in the dirt, by the way, because they did see that documentary?
I saw a girl. Oh my goodness,
Benjamin O'Keefe.
But
fabulous.
But do you see how they like tried to? The straight guys really pushed it on, like they were gay predators, basically, in like so many words. It's like, you can't say that. They're not here to fight for themselves. We can talk about it later.
Yeah.
But let's talk about how you really brushed over racism and went straight to those are really outlandish gays that were also racist. No. They were racist men. They were. And then they just happened to be gay.
Yeah.
Gay is not my title. Gay is a thing that was thrust upon me that I own. It's mine. I'm not returning it. I don't have a receipt. I can't give it back. I own it. Honey, I'm telling you, it's mine.
Never forsake the
homosexuality. Out of 3 sons in my family, I'm the favorite, and it's clear. It's clear. I get gifts on my half birthday. No, I'm joking.
I love it.
6 months in. Thank you.
Like, imagine.
The deposit hit.
But with Abercrombie and Fitch, and especially with Victoria's Secret and a lot of other companies right now, I'm seeing companies growing their demographic, growing who they're putting on their ads. I walk into Victoria's Secret with Dana, and it was a few months ago, I think, and I literally was like with my mouth open, like looking at the TV screen, because they had like a girl with Down syndrome in like a bathing suit, and it's like you're like they are opening their visuals. They're opening all these companies that used to be so like, maybe it's just because they're getting in trouble or whatever, like, but I don't like to think about it like that. I just like to put it in a way of like, these companies are actually listening to us. Us sitting here in this room talking makes a difference, because these people, these companies are listening to us. They're making changes in how they are promoting their clothing, how they're promoting what they are making. Like Abercrombie and Fitch had a model in a wheelchair.
Yes.
We did see that one.
Then Christian Louboutin has the guy with one leg.
Yeah. See, all these companies are now opening.
The industry's humanizing a lot more.
We're not all the same, and that's what you're seeing is like, if you want to sell clothes to the masses, it has to represent the masses.
Everyone.
But why
everyone
are
has
we
to be a part of the
going-
conversation and a part of the picture and just the overall brand, because it's like before we saw brands gatekeeping and upholding like this idolized viewpoint of what a woman should be or what a man should be or what like the iconic teenager should be. But now it's all about brands.
I was iconic, by the way.
I honestly think we are all icons.
Yeah, exactly.
In our own way, we're all
nothing
stars.
Alike. We're nothing alike.
We are nothing alike. No one person is alike. And by you calling yourself an icon, it doesn't take away from the icon power of someone else.
Yeah.
And I think that it's important that these brands are finally catching on. It's happening at an exponential rate.
They're making it better, but our world's going down.
It is. Because the lawmakers are getting scared.
No, lawmakers fall into a certain demographic. They fall into a certain demographic of age.
Old, white, crusty, wrinkly men.
I'm so glad someone of that tone could say that, because I can't say that. But thank you.
Old, white,
but thank you.
wrinkly raisins.
They're all just mad.
But like,
no, for real.
Like they used to say, it's like, oh, when they die off, they'll get better. That was like a Southern thing. When they die off, they'll get better. Well, these people are not learning. People in their 30s. I'm not waiting for somebody in their 30s to die, honey. That's
a long
time.
That is a long time.
Like, my mom is 46.
I don't think it will be completely changed until our...
until even we're gone.
There's even, I think it's my sister's generation. She's 12. Yeah. That generation will be different. It will change everything.
But you know what? We can't like stop this either. You know what I mean? Like
we
have to keep the fight going, because at the end of the day, I think we just have to make peace with maybe mass change won't happen by our generation, but if we don't fight and keep it going,
it will change by the next one.
It will keep going for the next and the next and the next.
When did you come out as straight? When did that happen?
This is a really tough moment. This is a really tough moment for me.
This is a great time to do it. So I was like, sis, when you come out straight? When did it happen? What's your parents?
I didn't know. I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know.
I was outed.
But they fully accepted me. And
yeah, she was like, she told me the story. She was like crying, and they were like,
it was a whole
we'll
moment.
Love you anyway.
Anyway you are.
And they were hugging her. It was a big moment.
It was a whole moment, guys.
I love that. They found a video of you kissing a boy.
Yes. The audacity, the gumption.
You kissed a boy.
Are we talking about coming out stories now?
Oh my goodness.
I'm really intrigued about yours.
I'll go last.
Are you kidding me?
I'll go first.
Yeah, no, I want to hear it now.
So, are you kidding? My dad was doing like yard work or whatever, doing what straight men do on Saturdays, I guess. I guess. My mother was going to the grocery store at the time, and my dad, he's one of those people, like when he gets up at sunrise, he's out there, he's doing something, he's not coming back in till like 2 or 3 in the day. So I had all this time to like prepare myself. I remember being like weeks before, like, you got this, Justin, crying and like praying and seeing if this was really my path.
Yeah.
And I guess I stepped into a new season of me. So when they got up, I went in the kitchen and I was like, I gotta kind of like ease it to him, give it to him in a sweet way. So my dad loves brownies. My mother loves cake. We're all thick like this, okay? We ain't no thin one in the bunch, I swear. We eat way too much. So I was like, let me just feed him. Well, I found food coloring. My mom likes vanilla cake, so I made some vanilla cake. Mm-hmm. What I did is put food coloring in it and made a
rainbow swirl thing
in the cake.
That is
but also in the brownies, what I did is there's a white chocolate brownie mix. My dad Absolutely loves it. And so I did the same thing with the brownies. And they're just baking and whatever. I remember like putting icing in the cake and like disguising the brownies a little bit and putting them in the refrigerator so they could chill. So it'd be kind of steam, like, the little, what is it called? What's it called?
Steam?
The steam inside the thing, whatever, to cover it up so you couldn't see it until they opened it. And my mom comes home, my dad comes in or whatever, and they're getting themselves ready to like, we're about to have a dinner party or whatever. And this is before a party. I really set it up so they had to like, I knew that I couldn't.
That was smart.
I know, they couldn't say anything.
They gotta like, you gotta get over it.
Yeah.
You gotta get over it, sis.
Because you're going in public.
Yeah, you're going to be in public.
No, I genuinely think that Justin is one of the smartest people I've met literally in my whole entire lifetime. Like, most intelligent people I've ever met. Ever.
He's a savage.
I'm not gonna lie. I've known him for 3 years. I think that he's the most
I feel so old when you say 3
intelligent.
years. I remember the first day I met you, honey. On just a random house and on a couch, chilling.
That's the way to meet.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just wanted to guess
You're
you
good.
up.
No, thank you. And I remember they came in. They're getting ready for this dinner party that we're having at our house. So they really got to keep it together. And they can't leave your own house.
Yeah.
So I was like, got it. I remember like I got dressed for the party. I was all put together and real crisp. Like my mother said, she's like, never had to ask me to look good. I was always just go out of my way to do it.
Okay.
And I remember she came home. She's like, hey, Justin, help me with a few things. Unload this. So I started doing whatever. She opened the refrigerator and she's like, oh, you already made some cakes. I was like, oh yeah, I made a cake and some brownies, whatever, for you and Dad. And like whoever wants some. And she's like, oh, that's so sweet of you, whatever. Gave me a hug, whatever. Started doing what she's doing. And my dad comes in, starts getting dressed. And I think the first is like, got a text from my Aunt Vicky that she's about to be there. And I was like, okay, this is a great time.
Now.
Aunt Vicky is like an ally. Homegirl knew.
Oh, it's always the aunties.
All my aunties know.
I came out to my aunt first.
My aunt was like, I know you're gay.
I
was
always
like,
know. Thank you, aunt.
Thank you. I got Aunt Vicky and Aunt Tanya, 2 people you don't want to mess with. They're both Geminis. Watch your back.
Oh, hell yeah.
Scary. Mom's a Scorpio, so I'm a Scorpio too. So it's like this
That's
really
some power. That's a lot of power.
What a room full of people. So she shows up, and then lo and behold, Tanya's with her. They all rode together because I guess they don't drink or whatever. And I look back now, I'm like, yeah, drinks. And they come in, and I was like, oh. And I was like, they're here in 5 minutes. So I said, oh, Mom, let's go ahead and cut the cake and have one just like, so it looks visually pleasing. And I was like, Dad, get you a brownie. I know you want one. They cut it, and they look, and they're like, why is it rainbow? And my dad's like, Justin? I was like, Dad, I like men. And he was like, the first thing came to his mind, he's like, okay, and? And my mother was like shook. She's like staring at me, and she's just one solitary tear like rolls down her face. And like, my mom doesn't cry, neither does my dad. Like, they're like some stone faced people. That's why I don't cry often. If I do, it's ugly.
Yeah.
Pretty people cry ugly. We all cry ugly. I know we do. And so like, she like cries, and she's like crying in front of me, and I'm like, what do I do? And my dad's like, go to hug her. I went to hug her, and she like stopped me from hugging her, and then I like really started crying because she just hugged me a minute ago, and something had changed in like a rough way. It was not like she explained, like, she's like, I don't want you to touch me because I don't know exactly like how I'm supposed to parent you now,
how to handle it.
I don't feel like I did my job right. And I remember explaining, like, you did more than enough. Like, you could have not did any better than you did. There's nothing that I could ever blame you for. And she's like, how's the world going to see you? How are they going to treat you? And going back and forth. And I was like, Mom, at the time I was playing, like, I was like senior football. Like, I was like really jacked at the moment.
Yeah.
I weighed like 225, like almost all muscle. I was like that guy, like that all-American football guy. I was like, Mom, you really think I'm going to be worried about how people are going to treat me or what somebody's going to do to me? I'm like, I can handle my own. She's like, no, the people that will hold you back, that are behind the applications, the ones that don't have to see you to tell you no in your face, those people. I'm worried about those people. She's like, and we go to church, they're going to treat you this way and this way. And I was like, oh, we'll see. So for 2 days, like I legit, it's weird to stay in your parents' bedroom when you get pretty old. But like, I did not want to leave my parents. Like, I slept they have this couch at the end of their bed. I slept right there. Yeah. I was like, I'm here. If you have any questions all time of night, we can talk about it. And I stayed there, hooked to them. I remember waking up like the second day. Mom was like, okay, let's go out back. Let's just talk. We talked for like 45 minutes about like all the signs she missed, all the things that she should have saw. And she starts thinking back. She's like, well, you were always really pretty and put together. And like, I just thought you were just a clean cut guy. I was like, I'm still a clean cut guy. My sexuality is not me. And my dad like chimes in, what a cosigner. He's like, that's right. I said, with his wrist, I said, Dad, you don't gotta get the wrist. You ain't gotta do all that.
Ally. He was being an ally.
He was. But I remember him saying like, Justin, as long as I get grandkids. And I was like, that's a thing. I can make some kids if I want to make some kids. I can pick up some kids around the corner if I want to pick up some kids. If you want to have family, I can get you some family, sis. Whatever.
Right.
But not once was he ever, like the masculine guy should be, or quote unquote should be, push me away.
Wow.
Never was a thing. Wow. He embraced me, gave me a hug, and said, if somebody says something, let me know. All my siblings are super cool with it. They're like, we travel in packs. You say something, we can all come fix it.
That's family right
That's
there.
family. And judging people is not family. So my mother, I was like, Mom, you're not really being family right now if you're judging me the way you're judging me. Yes, I did. Mm-hmm. And my mom, her name is Renee. Okay, a name like Renee means that she's gonna cut a throat. So I was like, Renee, you're not treating me like how family's supposed to be treated. And she like looked at me and she's like, and you're right. I'm wrong. And I need to be accepting of who you are because I birthed you, I raised you, I clothed you, I send you to school every day. I'm there when you go in the morning. I'm here when you come back home. What did I do wrong? Nothing, clearly. I made this child. Thank you for being you. And from then on, it's always been like, she'll like look at a guy and be like in the store, be like, ooh, look at him, Justin. I'm like, Mom, don't do that. That's embarrassing. Like she wants me to get married and have kids. Like it didn't change my timeline with my parents. It improved it. Me moving 1,600 miles away, me and my mother are best friends. I was on the phone with her before I got here today. I got a text in the restroom on my phone that's just like, okay, I know you're going on set today. Like, you got this, Justin. Just tell it how it is. Aww. Like, what kind of mother does that? Yeah. Like, that's how mothers should be. That's how parents should be.
Absolutely.
So I think that this new generation of these parents that have these LGBTQ children are acting like that, like my mother is. And they're only accepting the good and pushing away the negative. So their children are so happenly to be coming out as gay sooner and not later. Like I was 17, technically 10 years behind these kids now that are 7. Like I lost 10 years of my like gayness because I was hiding it in apparently a glass closet though, because they've seen all of it. But they pushed it away and waited for me to come out. My mom was dreading the day. My dad saw it coming. My grandparents knew. So like, that's my coming out story. And I wouldn't change one single moment about it. All 72 hours of being unsure about my safety and what I was going to do was well worth losing sleep over.
Yeah. Justin, your strength, the way you handled that, it's the way you allowed your mother, but you also instructed and helped her and guided. And that in its own is just such a sense of strength and power.
She's a parent and a friend now.
I just applaud you. Oh my gosh. I'm like, I was literally getting so emotional hearing that. Like,
no.
It was rough. And I really hope the message hits somebody's home and they leave it up on their browser and their parent watches it on accident. Like because everything in this world is made by design. Somebody forgetting to shut
it's on purpose. It's all on purpose.
Someone that accidentally sends a link or doesn't close their laptop or their mom just like goes through their phone and finds this. They're going to watch the whole thing. Yeah. They're not watching a few minutes. They're watching the whole thing to see what they can do and how they can parent. And I hope this really hits somebody's like heart and their mind and their home in such a positive manner. Yeah.
You are so powerful.
Thank you. My feet are on fire.
I know you know this, but I'm just going to remind you, honey, thank you for inspiring me today, for real. I know. We really need to get together. I need someone like you.
We can do coffee on my rooftop.
Come over.
We'll do whatever.
Come over to my house. We'll have anything.
We'll do anything. You want to tell us a little bit of your story?
Yeah. My story, I mean, I think it's similar, I think just vice versa. My mother always knew. I think my dad knew, but sorry, pillow just fell. My dad knew, but was probably running away from it. you know, for a while, which I don't think him and I have actually never talked about before. So I hope he isn't listening to this. According to a source, my father was totally not okay with it, you know, at first, but eventually came into the knowledge of everything and how to handle the situation. My mother has always been my biggest supporter from day one. You know, she was the one to take me grocery shopping in the Barbie aisles when I said I wanted to get a toy for my sister. Or, you know, I grew up in Las Vegas, and my father was born and raised in Peru. And when he moved to Vegas, the whole family moved there. You know, like everyone up to my great grandparents on my father's side moved to Vegas, who I still know today and talk to. So obviously it's like that, the Spanish culture with the Catholicism behind it, there's a lot of, you know, messaging that doesn't really align with who I was. And I was always sent to religious private schools growing up, that I was just constantly, you know, taught that this isn't the way, and this isn't, it's a sin. You can be who you are, but who you are is a sin, essentially.
In a box.
Yeah, I always knew I was just not straight, and I think my gay awakening was definitely like Jonas Brothers, Anakin Skywalker kind of thing.
One Direction.
One Direction as well, you know,
girl.
in each era. You know, started with Anakin, then Jonas Brothers, then One Direction. And I think for a majority of my life, and you can probably relate, it was just hiding. You know, hiding. I grew up with the internet. I got my first iDevice when I was in 4th grade. And so with that, I had early access to things that I was questioning about, you know. So what did I do? I looked it up. And honestly, I would say it was because of the internet that I was guided the strength, or given the strength to come out, because without the internet, I wouldn't have been able to find my community, you know? And actually my family terrified me, because it's like, there was a gay member in my family. I have a cousin who is 15 years older than me. And he was just open, out and proud. But whenever he'd have a boyfriend over, I would always get introduced to the boyfriend as, oh, this is his best friend.
That's like, some Southern stuff right there.
I know they're not best friends. Like, this is the way, like, girl, he has a limp wrist around this whole family party right now.
This limp wrist, I don't care who you are, it's stuck like
and
that.
I'm like in 2nd grade, just like looking at this dude like, no, this isn't happening. So most of my life was pretty much hidden. You know, my first time hearing the word gay was when I was in 2nd grade, is when someone called me gay. You know, and that's when I started to realize, oh, that this is not a good thing.
Did you get defensive?
Yeah.
Same.
I was just very much like, oh, what do you mean? Like, I just like talking a lot. You know what I mean? Or like people would always be like, why do you sound so girly? It was always that. I don't know if you ever got that.
I got that a lot.
Yeah. And so in middle school, I was just purely made fun of for that reason. You know, like ostracized, like, oh, it's because you're gay. You know, you can't do this. Like, oh, you know, getting chosen last for all the games in PE, just it's like little things like that. Like no one wants to talk to you, or none of the boys want to talk to you because everyone knows you're gay but you. I mean, you know, but you just don't know like that. You know, you haven't honed in on that power. So most of my middle school life was just spent in hiding. I really reclused from people. I had a group of girlfriends, and God bless all the girlfriends out there. But when it was finally coming down to it, I found my messaging through Lady Gaga. I really did. And I'll always talk about that, because when I finally started to realize, like, oh, like I'm totally gay. I'm totally attracted to men, you know, I'm totally not straight. It was through studying Lady Gaga's sociology, almost through her interviews, and hearing her message and hearing her word, where I found someone that I could relate to. I was hiding in my bedroom all the time in middle school. I just remember I'd always be in my bedroom, always, because I was going online and looking at these interviews and watching queer creators on YouTube, where I would find my sense of community and sense of family, because through these private religious institutions, schools that I was going to, that was not there. That was not talked about. And if it was very negative. So it was through Lady Gaga and through those people that I was able to form my identity, really, and figure myself out. Because I didn't want to have a conversation if I didn't even know who I was. And I didn't.
Get your facts.
For real. Get your facts together. Because through that, I was able to learn who I was. And before coming out, I was terrified because I didn't know how my life would change. I think that's a big reason why people don't want to come out, is because their life is going to change. And the reality is your life is going to change. You don't know how. And that's the scary part, because it could be for better or it could be for far worse. And so that was my biggest issue.
It could be for far worse, but I feel like if it gets you into far worse, there is always that ability
to bounce back.
And I feel like
because you're honing in on you.
You're such a happier person
yes.
once you bounce back. So even if you make that decision and it does not go the way that you want it to go, that you have to keep moving on. You made that decision because you finally decided you wanted to be you. So don't take that decision back ever to be you, even if it didn't go great the first time you decided, because everyone's mad at you for actually deciding to actually want to be yourself and love yourself. So that's very important too. I would just say for them also, like if it does come back not as positive as like some of your guys' like has
experiences.
Yes.
Just know that down the line,
some really bad ones.
There's always, there's a whole family here on the other side. Now that I've come out, I realize that there's a whole community willing to offer that help and support where your family doesn't give it or your friends don't give it. True. Because that's the truth and reality, is that some or most people's coming out experiences are not going to be positive.
They're not.
They're just not. And there's nothing you can really do to change that. I will say to the queer youth who are listening, if you are considering coming out, but however you know for a fact your situation is not safe, and if you are still a minor, I would honestly just maybe hold off until you can get to a moment where you know you're safe. Because yes, I understand how it is. You want to be yourself and you want to declare who you are and let
this is us telling you that listen to how we went through it. You will have a different experience no matter what.
But also your safety's important.
Your safety's important. We understand you're out there. We have love for you. We want you to be safe. If you feel like it's an unsafe situation, like you've said, you need to make sure, one, if you come out, you're in a public place. Okay?
Yes.
You're in a public place. You have a place to go. You have things you can do. You have resources. If you're doing
somewhere to go.
If you're doing your research, get your resources together. Mm-hmm. Do both.
Have the receipts, because people love to argue.
If you feel like because I know a lot of men out there and I don't take their kid coming out as a good way. If it gets violent, you can leave. You already have a backpack packed. Mm-hmm. You're ready to go.
You have your plan. Don't be waiting
for the tornado to start and then start digging a hole to get underground, honey. Yeah. Build your underground fortress together, and then you let it run wild.
Know where the cellar's at.
Mm-hmm. Not the wine. Well, the wine cellar too.
But, I don't even know what I was saying. But, my coming out story was I was just getting to the point where I got really depressed. Like, I was not talking to my parents. My relationships just started changing. And it was because of the fact that it's like, I finally knew who I was, and I was not taking anything else as an answer. My family started to see it. And I am really, really privileged and lucky at the fact that I have a family that is really open and accepting and somewhat familiar with the terminology already as it is, that they're going to have a conversation. Mm-hmm. My aunt sat me down at a Chipotle. We talked about it. She goes like, what's up? Yeah. And I fully just told her. She's the first person I came out to.
Just to verbalize it.
Yeah. And I understand how it is just to say the words "I am gay" are so scary. Mm-hmm. Because you yourself, after years of being taught that that's wrong, just to say those words, you feel it. It's like you feel like you're saying a curse word. Mm-hmm. To your parents in like 3rd grade. It's that kind of feeling. Yeah. It's that I'm gay. It's like, it stings
Clutch
a little
your pearls.
To say it. It really doesn't. It's scary. You don't want to go there because of years of conditioning. So once I finally was just able to say that, it was oh my God, it's like the most liberating feeling ever. It's like, finally, it's freedom, you know? And then my mother and father, we sat down, we did it in a public place. We had a conversation, and I didn't explicitly say I was gay to my parents. I couldn't.
I didn't use that either. I said I like guys.
I said that too.
Mm-hmm.
I said I can see myself with a man more than I can with a woman. Mm-hmm. That's exactly how I said it. Because it's scary. The people who say I'm gay, you're so brave.
I'm like,
I'm like a word, because I couldn't say the word gay.
I couldn't. It seems so dirty.
It seems dirty. It seems wrong. It seems very like, shh, don't say that out in public, you know? And from that moment, I was really lucky that my parents both accepted me. You know, they just said, sure, like, we're going to accept you for who you are. Now learning, I know that wasn't always the case, but I'm really glad and really lucky that I had supporters in the background scenes who were fighting that fight for me. But now it just kind of ignited this like life mission of mine to offer that to the kids who don't have that, you know, because unfortunately, like we were just talking about, there's a lot of families that don't do that. They don't support their kids. They don't love their kids. They tell their kids to get out. Yeah. You know, I'm sorry, this isn't the way it is, and you need to leave.
You know, there's a thing that I read once that was, it's a certain demographic and it's a certain like social class of people that'll push their children away. If they're trailer park and they're living paycheck to paycheck, that child is less likely to leave because they're bringing money into the household and they're like supporting, and they're not gonna cut ties with the money side for a petty thing like that. Yeah. They're not. Now, if it's a well-to-do family, and like I'd have been more scared in your situation, having the private school lifestyle and stuff like that, they weren't gaining from you. No. They could have just, here's your stuff. Actually, it's stuff we paid for. We'll hold on to it.
Exactly.
Good luck.
Exactly.
In my situation, we're like middle class. I wasn't like giving anything, but I brought my parents a lot of like small town royalty kind of stuff. Like they go to the beauty salon or like the barbershop and I'm the conversation. Imagine pushing your son out and you have no more conversation. Conversation rules. If you have the gift of gab, you can really give it. So like my parents, I guess they weighed the odds in the moment. They were like, there's no way our hatred of what you proclaim to be will change how we treat you or how we do the moving forward of us together. Yeah. And I think we have a lot of children that are being like, but then if you're in a lower income household, you're more opportune to domestic violence. And then that falls into that you can't leave, but you have to stay there and get beat up. Exactly. So now we're talking about like parental violence and the murder rate going up, the homicide rate going up, not the suicide rate. Because you can beat a dog and it's still going to come back to you and pray for your forgiveness, even though it did nothing wrong. That's how I see my little kid inside. You can beat me with your words, but I love you so much, I don't want to leave. And I struggled with that a long time. That's why I finally came out. You can't gay bash someone over here and then me sit back and knowing I'm gay and I don't tell you. And then I'm only making the world worse. Yeah. My parents have both said horrible things, derogatory things towards gay men in society. They have, and it hurt me. I remember like right after I think my dad said something and I looked at him and was like, I was like, I am so sorry. He's like, and this is the worst thing because I feel like gay passing is like a term that we don't talk about very often. You, for instance, we're two different kind of gays. Like if someone says something, they're not going to say it to my face. They're going to say it behind my back where I don't see it because I present as this masculine man. But they're going to say it to your face and know you're not going to do anything. And that's upsetting. My dad said, you're not one of those gays. And I was like, excuse me? We're all gay. I'm so lost.
Yeah. LGBTQ centers and Planned Parenthood offer therapy. They do offer therapy services. So if you go into LGBTQ centers around Los Angeles, if you're in the Los Angeles area, I don't know much about out of Los Angeles, but in the Los Angeles area, if you go to an LGBTQ center or you go to a Planned Parenthood center, they do have therapy for people who can't afford it as much. So if you do need therapy services and you are in Los Angeles, I don't know much more, but I'll look into other places. Here you can go to those places and get mental guidance, anything you need. If you need someone to come out to, you can go there and you can come out to them, and
that action is so healing. Mm-hmm. Just to be able to tell someone.
Yeah,
because I remember I would hide on internet servers, like anonymous internet servers, and just say I'm gay to random people over and over again until I felt comfortable with it.
I never did that. You know, the first thing I ever came out to was my dog Buddy. I was like, Buddy, I'm gay, and he just stood there and waited. I was like, he's happy. Me too.
Wait, what? My childhood dog was named Buddy too.
I had a red heeler. He was the most ugly little thing.
Ugly dogs are so cute.
He was like me in a dog form. Like he had been like beat up and like sheltered, and he was mine. He had asthma. I was like, oh my god.
Yes. Did he snore?
He did.
We talking about Dior or what?
Your dog got some other thing going on. She's so pretty. She's so pretty.
Alex, what's your coming out story?
Okay, so I honestly don't really have like a label on myself still to this day, like to this moment. I know the first girl I ever kissed was literally in 3rd grade in the bathroom.
I love that.
Yeah, so in 3rd grade in the bathroom in elementary school, I was kissing girls, and I didn't really realize that side of it or what I was kind of doing, and I also was really young, and I didn't have any interest in all the boys that everyone had interest in. I didn't have interest.
They were so trash then.
I didn't have interest in like Jesse McCartney or like,
whoa,
what I mean?
Wait a minute, come on.
He was fine, chill out. He was so fine, and he's still
We're
fine.
over here like, yeah. Wait.
I don't agree with that.
Like, if you could name some of the guys that like you would, Zac Efron.
Jonas
I didn't
Brothers,
like Zac Efron.
Justin
I thought
Bieber.
that Gabriella was pretty though, and I was obsessed with her, right? Or I thought that in Wizards of Waverly Place, I had a huge crush on Alex who was the main character.
She was pretty hot.
She was pretty hot.
And you know how you could go back into your Instagram likes and see what you liked now from like the past? I don't have one photo of a male of
a guy you like.
No Tumblr boy, no like me.
I'm here
all
for
of them
it.
are just like so I think it took me a long time to realize that. It did. It took me a long time to realize that it was actually like, and my parents, I think they honestly knew before me, because they would be like, whoever you like, it's okay, Alex, we love you anyways. Like they would just say that to me over and over again.
Those are good
like,
parents right
I
there.
was like,
Those
okay,
are great
thank
parents.
you. And then they're like, what about a girlfriend? You don't want to? And I'm like, no. So I was the person that was like, I'm not like that. Don't talk to me like that. Except at the same time, I honestly, behind the scenes, I was like that.
Yeah.
And I think, unfortunately, in middle school and high school, when I did know and I was like doing stuff very secretively behind like everyone's back, I tried to tell my friends one time, except they thought I was joking. They thought I was joking and like making a joke of it. And so I kind of took it back. Because I was like, well, if they didn't actually take it in that type of way, then I'm just gonna take it back. I never said anything. I don't like girls. Like I don't like. So I kind of just like moved on from that, and I kind of put in my own head that I wanted this like life where I get married and I have kids and I make the kids and I'm like a housewife. Like I feel like I always like thought that's how life was supposed to be. Like I was that middle schooler who made like the binder with their wedding dress and their baby kid names and like what their invitations would look like. Like
you
I
can
was
still
like,
do that.
Yeah, I know, but I was that kid that did that, and I always thought of it in a way of like
a
you
hetero.
only do it with a guy, because that's what I was told from everybody around me. And it wasn't even my parents who actually put me in that box. It was honestly the people around me who put me in that box, because every time I would try and make a comment about it, I was shut down immediately, or it was turned into a joke, or stuff like that would happen so quickly that I never really accepted it in myself, which is, and I also had that like toxic thing in my head where I was like, okay, I can like girls right now, but I have to end up with a guy in the future. So then I would never like actually really date girls. I would just like talk to them or like have a thing with them, because I would always or I'd be like dating a guy and still talking to a girl in the background. Like, that doesn't sound great. Like, I'm sorry. I apologize for it now, but
it's honest.
I didn't know.
If you're one of the guys she used to talk to,
know.
she apologizes right now.
Yeah.
I actually don't. You guys are all pieces of shit. But
No, when I first met you.
If you guys were nice, then I would say, like, I'm sorry, but I never cheated or anything like that. I just, like, emotionally would always be talking to a girl because it was, like, my emotional comfort. It's what I need for my emotions. And I realized that then I think I only came to you, like, about, like, literally last...
Girl, I knew you were gay.
December, I know, but I only came to you, like, last December, like, and told you that I think I actually, like...
Only like girls.
Yeah. So it took me... I even came to her, like... recently about it and was like, I think I only like girls, like not guys at all. And that was very recent, like only a few months ago. I never told my parents. I just popped out with a girlfriend, and they like were like, oh, okay, cool, like cool. And then they met her and they love her, and my mom now buys rainbow shirts, buys me rainbow chargers, and
I love the overcompensating.
She's an ally. She buys like
it's like, I do not need a rainbow sippy cup. Thank you.
No, she bought me a rainbow charger for Christmas because it's LGBTQ, and then she bought all rag towels new for our house that all have rainbows all over them too.
She was praying for a gay child.
She loves it. I need it. She loves it.
Rainbow fanny packs.
And I'm so
nothing
fucking
says gay
thankful.
like a fanny pack.
Need it.
I don't have like I don't have much of like an emotional coming out story, and I think I'm still kind of living the coming out story right now, as like I haven't even put out really in public anything, and I don't really have a label on myself either, because up until a few months ago I would have called myself bisexual, and I don't even think I have any interest in males at all, like at all. Completely.
Every single one of my best friends growing up were bi or lesbian.
That's up. San Diego to me.
That's San Diego.
My best friend in 4th grade cut her hair all off. I cut my hair all off.
Hell yeah.
She did it because she was like, you know, a guy's girl, and I did it because I thought she was cool as fuck.
Oh.
And then and then my best friend in middle school and high school growing up, same girl. I knew that she was like lesbian because she would always be like talking to girls and never would talk about guys. And I remember the one time she told me we were in like a porta potty bathroom going to this Scream Zone place or whatever, and she was all like, "I'm bi," and I'm like, "Dude, I know." Like, come on, let's go.
Let's
go.
care.
Like, and I'm like, in the porta potty, bro. I'm like, come on.
Can you
and she goes, okay. And she starts jumping and starts running out. And then my other friend, she asked me to homecoming. And I said, yeah, because I thought it was just cool.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so then we went to homecoming. It was like bestie vibes, but she still like wanted to do it because she was like, you know.
It was for her.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And I still have the poster to this day.
But you did it. You did it for her.
Yeah.
Well, can I say something, Alex? Mm-hmm. You don't gotta come out to people.
Yeah, I know.
You know, the only person you have to come out to is yourself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The only person you have to, you know, you have to accept yourself, really. You really do, because I think that's before coming out. You have to be okay with you. Mm-hmm. And even if you don't want to put a label on that, if you just like who you like and that's it, then work. Mm-hmm. Because honestly, that's my dream for the world, is to just come to a day where we don't have to like, mom, dad, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It shouldn't be a conversation
we can be like, mom,
anymore.
Dad, this is my boyfriend, girlfriend.
Well, that's exactly what I did. I literally looked at them and was like,
exactly.
Hey, I have a girlfriend. And oh, okay. Or like, I'm talking to a girl.
Okay.
And here's what she looks like. And they're like, oh, okay, cool.
Well,
I've
brought a girl home one time. I think I was like beginning of the school year, because I came out towards the end of the school year when I was 17. And I brought a girl home because like I legit thought I was forcing myself to be with a girl at the time. And we were walking in and I was like, oh, this is my girlfriend. My dad was like,
okay.
They let her stay. Look, this is like they were trying to either make me straight or just like, he ain't no getting out, no way. They let her stay the night. She could stay in my bedroom. We could go. Her parents didn't care either. Whatever. And if you're watching this right now, girl, you were pretty, but your cousin was so much cuter. He was fine as shit. I'm sorry.
Yeah, true. It's always having a crush on the best friend's brother kind of fantasy.
My best friend's brother is the one for me. BFB.
I don't know the rest of the song.
Me neither. But like I did that to myself, so I can only imagine like hiding behind something else that's like more, damaging to you and someone else.
Yeah. I mean, collectively, I think we got some great kick-ass parents here, you know.
If they all hung out, I'd be kind of scared.
Yeah, I know, right?
My parents
we got
could
some cool-ass
party.
parents. But I think we got to remember that, you know, that's not...
Not everyone's this
Yeah.
lucky.
That's not the tea, so...
I got very, very, very lucky, and I know I got very, very lucky.
Yeah.
And I love my parents, and they have always shown me that, and they've always shown me that I could do whatever I want. I could be whoever I want. I could love whoever I want, and they've always showed me love from when I was younger. So I got very, very lucky with parents like that, and all I can hope is that I can bring on that, and I could teach other people to be parents like that to their kids in the future if their parents are not like that to them. I think it's like so interesting hearing stories also. I know from like other people who came out and their parents don't talk to them anymore and they're not in their life, or they literally got cut off immediately, but they're living them.
Yeah.
And they're living the life they're living, and they're being happy with themselves. And so
That's
this
a
is
superpower.
this is another form of, just because you're blood, it doesn't mean that you're family. It doesn't mean that they need to be there. If they, like, just because someone is blood to you, if they do not accept you for who you are, if they do not love you, if they're not going to be there for you at the end of the day, then they're not your family. Your family is the people who are there for you and do that for you. So if you do have a hard time coming out, if you do, make sure, I think like we talked about it before, that you do have a backup plan. You do have that group of friends who are like that family for you. You do have somewhere you could go. At least you save up some money. Do whatever in your power you can, just until you can get to that point where you could walk out that door and be like, bye, you never have to talk to me again if you never want to. And then once you walk away and you say you never have to talk to me again, I promise you, sometimes they come back and they want to be in your life. At least to watch you get married, at least to watch you have a kid, at least to watch some of the small things in your life. It might not be for all your big support. It might not be that they love you to death, and it might not be the best circumstance, but if they actually care about you and they are blood for you, eventually they will come around and they will be that person to you. And if they are not that person to you, it is okay. It is not selfish. It is not too much to walk away from that.
Yeah.
It is not.
You gotta respect
too
yourself,
much
and you
to
gotta
want
know
more.
what you deserve, because they're in the wrong, but we gotta accept that and almost just get your life, get what you know you deserve.
Get your life.
Never be too scared to stand up for yourself. It doesn't matter who it is to. Friends, family, teachers, parents, no matter what. Like, never be too scared to stand up for yourself. I feel like a lot of the times we're very quiet about, like, situations that happen, also because we don't want to be bashed online for saying certain things. And when we put stuff out there, we honestly just want you guys to be like, we just want to educate. We just want to educate what we went through. We want
educate and inspire.
Yeah, we want you to know that you can, like, do it too. Like, we're all just people that started off from, like, the same of nothing and didn't know each other. Now we're all sitting here in this room and we can tell these stories to you.
So weird.
And yeah.
I will say it's because of my parents, though. They did allow me that you know, my dad and my mom are so great, especially now, me growing into, like, my adult life with just who I am, and because I'm still finding myself every single day, you know. So I'm just really grateful the fact that we're all here today and we can have this conversation is through, you know, our parents that have allowed us the opportunity to, you know what I mean, hone in on our power, and they support us every day, because support's everything. Support's everything, and we can be that support for other people.
Yeah.
And even parents of kids who are heterosexual with they have friends that are gay that come over. They have friends. Sometimes you will let the parent know, or sometimes that person will literally be like, can you please not act gay right now? Like, you know what I mean? In a friendship setting,
There.
You know what?
You know exactly what I'm talking
I know
about. You know
exactly.
what I'm talking
You
about.
literally just reminded me of
And
this
I'm
memory
like-
I completely
I'm like,
forgot
oh,
about.
Sometimes I see where it's okay for that circumstance. Like, if you're not out to your parents,
They say to tone
and you
it
still wanna
down.
be,
Tone it down.
But
Tone it down's the term,
if
yeah.
you're, like, at a lunch with a bunch of people, or, like, at a lunch with all your friends and they're like, can you like not be so like gay that right now? Like I feel
like I get invited because I'm gay, to be honest.
I know. I'm like,
I'll be there. Like, I feel like those are very offensive comments too. Like, why don't I? If you don't want me to act myself, then why am I here? Then
I've literally been invited to an event. One of my friends was doing an event with a charity, and the owner was like this Christian conservative guy, and I guess he was going to be there. And the mother of a close friend of mine just asked me to kind of not really wear any makeup, like not really kind of actually make like a not essentially so not be attention.
They send a woman to tell you, and that always seems to be the thing. But homegirl will catch hands as fast as her husband will. Okay, you don't tell me.
No one is exempt.
No, his hands are bisexual. What are you talking about?
It's so true. That's another form of homophobia. I say for sure. It's like, can you tone it down? I'm like, bitch, let me go pull the eyeliner out. Shut up.
In public, it's like...
Yeah. No, especially because like people, it's honestly, it's just them just projecting their homophobia and their insecurities. They don't want to be seen with you. And honestly, if anyone tells you that, I wish I had the courage to do so back then. But if anyone tells you to do that, be like, okay, I won't be there anyways.
Yeah,
I'm not coming.
Like then I won't be there.
And if anyone tells you that, then they should not be in your
there.
life.
Exactly.
They should not even have the opportunity.
It's time to reevaluate.
I just finally got rid of it.
Because they definitely have internalized homophobia.
That was very like that, and I couldn't. Fuck that fool. But I remember putting on heels, and we were visiting somewhere else. I think it was his family or whatever, and we're going out, and you're saying you're meeting your gay friends. We're going to the gay side of town, so I gotta get ready.
Duh.
Your parents know where we're going. So I put on my heels. Well, they were,
as you do.
Oh, they were cute. They were open-toed feet. Toes were white. White toes. And his dad looked at me like, and then he was like, Justin, didn't I tell you to like,
tone it down.
Like, tone it down while we're here at this house. Like,
I hate the word.
And I was
tone
like,
it down.
excuse me. I was like, well, you mean like hold my heels in my hand and walk around the house or what? Like,
yeah.
I didn't know what he was trying to. I knew what he was trying to say, but I was like,
actual fuck.
I don't give a fuck what your father thinks of me.
Yeah.
He's not my father.
Yeah,
I have a powerful father, and your mother, fuck her too, because she dealing with that. Because she dealing with him. She accepted, so fuck him too.
I know.
So I remember being like in their kitchen, standing in my heels, drinking some water, and they're like over there talking, whatever, like quietly, and I'm like,
splash it on the couch.
I don't give a fuck. And I left my glass on the counter. Let it get dirty.
Right.
Rings. Let rings happen.
With a lipstick stain on the rim.
I had a little lip gloss on. Yes, I did. Lip gloss was popping. Leave it.
I said, have fun using that Dawn to get this product out.
Oh my God. Scrub,
bitch.
Exactly.
Dude,
but
I'm
like,
actually dead.
Even watch, because when you start being yourself, and people start treating you different.
People start to shut it down. They're scared.
When they want to shut you down, when they want to say you changed up, or you're acting brand new, it's not that, honey.
You're acting you.
I'm being me, and me being me offends you, then we're not friends.
Exactly. We don't need to be...
I'm not hurting myself or anyone else. We're just not friends. And that's fine.
And that's okay.
I mean, the way I look at people like that people that treat you like that are friends for a while, and they want to change up on you. Look in a kitchen. What's the third thing to go out of date? Like, it's like eggs or like something in the pantry that like a dry food good. Oh, it's out of date. It hurts your feelings because you knew it'd always be there for you. But now you can't eat it because you can't get anything from it. You got to throw it away. So I just open the door and let him exit.
That's so smart.
Not even stage left. You get stage right.
Oh, hell no. They get the exit. The fire
no,
exit.
you don't need the noise in the background. But like, I don't even regret one moment of saying, I'm too good to be your friend. You're not good for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is what it is.
And separate. It gives very much like girlfriend who loves the gays but has like a homophobic ass, transphobic ass boyfriend.
And they always say it's like, oh, he's uncomfortable that we're like really close. No, he doesn't like that I'm gay. He knows that I'm not trying to get with you. But if you want to keep pushing it, I can revert back to old Justin. I can hit it to piss him off. Don't play with me. Don't let these heels fool you, sis. I still got the game.
I'm dead.
I don't do it often, but when I do,
It's done.
It's done.
Savage.
And we're all high five after and go get some food.
We'll kiki.
We'll kiki later. We'll go hit and go to the gay club.
Yeah, you're gonna go hit and then go with her to check out guys.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, you had to get your knock. I'll knock it off real quick. If y'all out there thought we missed something that was really crucial that you wanted to hear about,
Leave it in the comments
just
below.
leave in the comments, and I'm pretty sure we'll hop on it again.
Hit us up.
Just hit us up.
Our
We're here
DMs
for you.
are always open.
We're
Please.
so here.
If you want to come out to us,
then come out to
come
us.
out to us. Because
Exactly.
we will respond to you. We will have a full response. We will be there for you. We will be your friend during that moment. And if you need someone to be there to support you, to hear you, we will be
Our
those
doors
people
are
to
open.
hear you.
I'm only a FaceTime away, honey. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. And, leave in the comment section. We'll get back with it. You never know. There could be a second episode about how it's okay just to be you.
Because that's a whole topic in itself.
That's the whole topic. Girl,
that
I
I'm
woke up
still
this
learning
morning.
about.
Yeah, Sam. I think we all are.
It's a journey.
It's a journey.
It's not a destination.
It's like Dora the Explorer. She's always on the go. She got a backpack, a map, and there's always a hater trying to bring her down. That is society. That is society.
God, I'm dead,
Her backpack is her best friend. Her map is like her encyclopedia, like the teacher at school.
Yes.
And then that swiper no swiping. That asshole gotta go.
Stupid.
That's politics,
asshole
baby.
gotta go.
That asshole gotta go. So if you got a swiper, no swiping in your life, little swiper, you get rid of him as soon as possible. Prepare your backpack, get your flask with your water, your map, get your ass going, and say hola, and then to some new friends, and then get your shit together. Like, you got this, sis. Oh, and you don't have to be super feminine to be gay, by the way.
You don't.
You can just like
You
me.
really don't. You don't have to have a limp wrist.
No, my wrist.
It adds.
Well, I have this little bracelet. I have this little
It
Tiffany
adds.
bracelet on that keeps my wrist from tilting too much, so it doesn't like drop hard. But it holds it. And look, hold.
Oh, shut up.
It's
It's
a
like
little tight.
trainer. It's a trainer.
But this one, this loose, a wrist trainer. Ugh. Can't get it, bro. So like, you don't have to be super feminine, and you don't have to be super masculine to be a lesbian, or you don't have to be those things. So just go be you, whatever you feel
You don't
like
have
you
to
should
fit
be.
into the stereotype of anything.
There's no, yeah, because expression, identity, sexuality, these are all interchangeable and all are you. You know what I mean? No one can tell you how to do you. And at the end of the day, that's all it is.
Yeah.
Doing you.
Leave your Instagram for them real quick.
Yes.
So they can talk to you.
At Brendan W. Jordan, DM me. I am so serious because I know what it's like to feel alone. If you ever do need a friend to talk to or just some guidance, I'll let you know what I know, but I do not know everything.
Yeah,
but I
same.
will be there for you whenever you need it because I know how it feels.
And you're at Justin?
It is Justin_Voyage. I'm in my DMs every day. If you need anything, I can always get back to you, or just respond to the moment. You're not alone. If you want to talk to somebody, like my co-host said, that we don't know everything, not at all. But if you're going through something I have an inclination about, I can talk you through it. It's going to be okay.
Yes.
As the sun set yesterday and rose this morning, it'll do it again.
Also, just
And
add
again.
Justin on Snapchat. He'll send you a motivational
goodness.
speech every morning.
Okay.
I
Wait,
get one and I
what?
love it.
Every
morning.
My Snapchats are there.
Sometimes he has like some good lighting moments, and I'll even respond and be like, "Oh, so the lighting's really good
The
today."
lighting was
I was like, "Damn,
epic.
he had a full production one
Full
day. He was like in a
moment,
studio, and he's sitting down with a
yes.
spotlight on him.
The light just like
I was
works.
like, "Wow, this is a high
I got
class
like reflector light
Snapchat
thing.
today."
It's not fair. The reflector light thing.
yeah.
Thing
Oh,
I
yeah.
brought to the beach.
Oh, that's what that was.
And it's Justin MC. It's Justin MC49 is my Snapchat.
Literally adding right now.
And now that Snapchat updated, I don't have to accept you as a friend for you to watch my stories anymore. You can just watch what I post. So just comment, and then you can just DM say, "Hey Justin, I watched your Snap," and then we can just like kindle a friendship. We can really get something going. And lo and behold, you show up in LA. You never know. You never know.
Literally.
Welcome to the city.
Oh, hell yeah, guys. Thank you for
I'm
coming
so happy
on.
I met you, Justin. Seriously. We're going to be friends.
We brought these besties together.
Like closed captioning on this. I remember meeting this lovely creature. It was at the W Hotel. It was Pride Weekend. It's Pride Weekend of 2019.
Oh God!
You were performing.
I was go-go dancing.
You were performing on the rooftop of the W.
Yeah,
you
was
were
a good
extremely drunk, but you really gave me a Gaga performance for the gods.
Yeah, I used to be a little dancer in LA nightlife. I don't remember anything
you hit the
about
ground
that
so
night.
hard, and you swung your hair. I was like,
Oh,
we
yeah.
gonna be friends. I don't care how long it takes. We gonna be friends.
Oh, when I hit the ground, did the floor work?
Yeah, the floor work was everything.
I don't remember anything about that night, but it's so funny.
I lived through snaps.
People today come up to me and go, I was at that performance you did at Coachella. Someone was like, I remember that 2019 W.
You were on the floor. The floor was like a lit floor. It had lights in it and everything. And I remember thinking, like, that floor is hard. Like, you were really hitting
And I was
this
like
floor.
doing splits and shit on it.
I was all like, you better go.
I was flexible then.
That's why I was like, there's different kinds of gays. For sure. I didn't even live here just yet.
What a play. Okay, so then we've met
Small
before.
world.
No, I never met you because I didn't want to be a fan. I'm not a fan. I'm more of a friend.
I am a friend too.
Yeah.
I'm so happy we met on these terms then, not when I was drunken.
Exactly.
And doing splits on the floors.
I'm like, who's this
Nothing
tall
wrong with
thing?
that
I'm like,
anyways.
no. Love you.
I had hip pads in too that night.
You had shape.
I had full on body, girl.
That's fine. That's fine. But, you know, as pathways cross between people that come from different backgrounds, we all need to understand that we're all the same in so many ways.
We are.
And
We're
it's
all
the
queer.
little things that make us different.
Well, thank you
you
guys for coming.
You guys are our family right now.
Oh, stop.
Thank you
get drunk.
guys
Adoption.
so much for coming on and for talking to us about this. We know this is a hard subject. Like I said in the beginning, I'm sorry if we offended anyone or if we said anything that was offensive to you.
Also, we don't really give a fuck. So.
If you're a
Don't
parent,
say
hope you learn
that
some
one.
shit.
But I am so sorry if I offended you and your hurt feelings by the way I feel. But that's how I feel, and this is how they feel, and this is how she feels, and we're gonna say how the fuck we feel because we can, and we have the right to. So,
Period.
thank you guys for
Period.
listening. If you guys have
Right.
any questions about anything, not even related to this topic, literally anything on the planet, if you guys have any ideas you guys want to see next, any people you guys want to see next, if you guys want to see them again, let us know all in the comments.
Make sure to follow, like, subscribe, Better Big Sister on all platforms.
Everything.
You
For
already
real.
know. Put your story down in the comments. We'll possibly read it. Questions, whatever. DM it to just us. DM it to the accounts. Let us know.
Yeah. Follow them too on
Fuck
their
yeah.
social media platforms. They're always there to talk to you. Thank you guys for watching.
Peace.
And listening. Oops. Why do we always do that?
Much love. Take care.